ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அனைவருக்கும் காலை வணக்கம். நாம் அனைவரும் நம்முடைய அனைத்து விதமான எண்ணங்களையும், கடந்த காலத்தின் நினைவுகளையும், எதிர்காலத்தை ஒட்டிய பயங்களையும் அன்னையின் பொற்கமல திரு பாதங்களில் முழுமையாக சமர்ப்பித்துவிட்டு மனதை நம்முடைய நடு நாடியில் கொண்டு வந்து குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம். கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய இதயத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், தயவு செய்து தாங்கள் எங்களின் இதயத்திற்குள் வந்து அமர்ந்திடுங்கள். தங்களின் வருகையால் எங்களின் இதயம் தூய்மை அடைந்துள்ளதம்மா. தாயே, தங்களின் பொற்கமல திரு பாதங்களை எங்களின் இதயத்தினுள் வைத்து பூஜிக்கும் பாக்கியத்தை தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள். எங்களை தவறான நம்பிக்கையிலிருந்தும் மாயையிலிருந்தும் அகற்றி எப்பொழுதும் எங்களை உண்மையின் பக்கம் தயவு செய்து வைத்திருங்கள். எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற மேலோட்டமான தன்மையை எடுத்து விடுங்கள். தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் தூய்மையான ஆத்மாதான். எங்களின் இன்றைய இந்த காலை நேர கூட்டு தியானத்தை தாங்களே வழிநடத்தி செல்வதோடு எங்களுக்கான ஆன்மீக வளர்ச்சியில் இன்னும் மேன்மேலும் வளர்ச்சியை ஆழமாக நாங்கள் உணர்வதற்கு தயவு செய்து அனுமதி தாருங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் நமது சகஸ்ரார சக்கரத்தில் வைத்து 3 மகா மந்திரங்களையும் மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரத்தையும் கூறலாம். மெதுவாக நமது இரு கைகளையும் பூமி தாயின் மீது வைத்து கவனத்தை 2 கைகளிலும் சகஸ்ராராவிலும் வைத்திருப்போம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் பாதங்கள் தங்கள் மீது படுவதற்காக எங்களை மன்னிப்பீர்களாக. தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கும் அனைத்து விதமான உபாதைகளையும் எதிர்மறை தீய சக்திகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக ஈர்த்து கொள்ளுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற மாயைகளையும் அறியாமைகளையும் சமநிலையற்ற தன்மையையும் அகற்றிவிட்டு எங்களை எப்பொழுதும் சமநிலையில் இருப்பதற்கு தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி தேவி சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि भूमि देवी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. கவனத்தை நாம் அப்படியே 2 கைகளிலும் சஹஸ்ராராவிலும் வைத்திருந்து ஸ்ரீ கணேச அதர்வசேஷம் கூறலாம்.
श्री गणेश अथर्व शीर्ष. नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं कल्पितं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि गमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देवत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारात् पूर्वरूपं गकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वाराष्टान्त्यरूपं बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निक्षुद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशवं कुशधारिणं रथं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तबन्धानुयुक्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतये पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो गणपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
மெதுவாக நமது கவனத்தை நம்முடைய இடநாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் இடநாடியில் இருக்கும் அனைத்து விதமான உபாதைகளையும் எதிர்மறை தீய சக்திகளையும் பூமி தத்துவத்தின் வழியாக அகற்றிவிடுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ மகா காளி ஸ்ரீ பைரவராவி எங்களின் ஆசைகளை தூய்மைப்படுத்துபவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீர். எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற தேவையற்ற ஆசைகளை அகற்றுபவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீர். எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற கடந்த காலத்தின் எண்ணங்களை அகற்றுபவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீரம்மா. தாயே, எங்களின் ஒரே விருப்பம் தூய்மையான ஆத்மாவாக இருத்தலே ஆகும். தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சமநிலையில் நிலைத்திருக்க தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் மெதுவாக நமது பிங்களா நாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயி, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் பிங்களா நாடியில் இருக்கும் அனைத்து விதமான உபாதைகளையும் எதிர்மறை தீய சக்திகளையும் ஆகாய தத்துவத்தின் வழியாக அகற்றிவிடுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயி, தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமராவே எங்களுக்குள் ஞானத்தையும் விவேகத்தையும் நிரப்புவதோடு பகுத்தறியும் திறனை எங்களுள் உணர வைத்து எங்களை செயல்கள் செய்யும் பொழுது உண்மை நிலையின்படி தர்மத்தின்படி செயலாற்றுவதற்கான சக்தியை தருபவரும் அதற்குரிய ஞானத்தை தருபவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீரம்மா. நாங்கள் எதுவும் செய்யவில்லை, எங்களுக்கு எதுவும் தெரியாது. தாயி, எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற அசுர குணங்களை அகற்றுபவர் தாங்களே ஆவீர். எங்களுள் பணிவை தருபவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீர். தாயி, நாங்கள் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சமநிலையில் நிலைத்திருப்பதற்கு தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் மெதுவாக நமது சுழுமுனை நாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், தயவு செய்து எங்களின் சுழுமுனை நாடியில் இருக்கும் அனைத்து விதமான உபாதைகளையும் எதிர்மறை தீய சக்திகளையும் அகற்றிவிட்டு எங்களை எப்பொழுதும் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சம நிலையில் நிலைத்திருக்க தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. தாய், எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற 6 விதமான அசுர குணங்களை அகற்றி நாங்கள் அன்பானவர்களாகவும் பணிவானவர்களாகவும் மன்னித்தல் குணம் உடையவர்களாகவும் கருணை உள்ளம் கொண்டவர்களாகவும் இரக்கமுள்ளவர்களாகவும் இருப்பதற்கு தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் எங்களின் சுழுமுனை நாடியிலேயே எங்களின் கவனத்தை நிலைத்திருக்க செய்வதோடு நாங்கள் இறை தொடர்பிலேயே இணைந்திருக்கும் பொழுது எங்களின் செயல்கள் அனைத்தும் சுயநலமற்ற தன்மையில் மேம்பட்டு இருக்கும் தாய். நாங்கள் அந்த நிலையை அடைவதற்கு தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. தாங்கள்தான் அனைத்தையும் செய்பவர். கவனம் மெதுவாக நமது மூலாதார சக்கரத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ கணேசரின் சொரூபம். தயவு செய்து எங்களின் மூலாதார சக்கரத்தை சுத்திகரிப்பு செய்திருங்கள். தாய், எங்களுள் கள்ளம் கபடமற்ற குணம் நிரம்பி இருப்பதற்கும் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவம் எங்களின் அனைத்து செல்களிலும் சக்கரங்களிலும் நிரம்பி எங்களுள் அந்த ஆத்ம ஒளியின் பிரதிபலிப்பை முழுமையாக நிறைத்திருக்க தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. தாய் ஸ்ரீ கணேசரின் ஆசிர்வாதம் எங்களுக்கு கிடைப்பதற்கும், ஸ்ரீ கணேசரை போன்ற தங்களிடத்தில் சரணாகதியுடன் கூடிய பக்தியையும் எப்பொழுதும் நாங்கள் கொண்டிருப்பதற்கும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் மெதுவாக நமது நாபி சக்கரத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ லக்ஷ்மி நாராயணரின் சொரூபமாவீர். ஸ்ரீ விஷ்ணுவாகவும் இருக்கும் தாங்கள் எங்களுக்குள் திருப்தியை தருகிறீர்கள். எங்களிடம் என்ன இருக்கின்றதோ அது எங்களுக்கு திருப்தியை தர வேண்டும் அம்மா. தாயே, நாங்கள் எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்திலும் எங்களின் கவனத்தை முழுமையாக செலுத்தாமல் எங்களின் கவனத்தை ஈர்க்கும் விஷயங்களிலிருந்து நாங்கள் எவ்வாறு தவிர்த்து வருவது என்பதையும் எங்களுக்கு உணர்த்தி விடுங்கள் அம்மா. அதன் மூலம் எங்களுக்குள் கிடைக்கின்ற அமைதி தங்களால் நிரப்பப்பட வேண்டும் தாயே. எங்களின் நல் வாழ்வை பாதுகாப்பவர் தாங்கள். எங்களின் பொருளாதார பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்ப்பவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீர். தாய், எங்களுள் ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி தத்துவம் நிரம்பியிருப்பதற்கும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய ஹிருதய சக்கரத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற அகங்காரத்தை அகற்றி எங்களின் தியானத்தில் வலிமையை தயவு செய்து தந்தருளுங்கள் அம்மா. தாய், எங்களுள் அன்பை நிரப்பி விடுங்கள். தாங்கள் எங்களுக்கு காட்டுகின்ற அன்பானது எங்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு உணர்வை தருகிறது. அந்த அன்பை நாங்கள் உணரும் பொழுது ஆனந்தத்தை உணர்கிறோம் அம்மா. அதை மற்றவர்களுக்கும் கொடுத்து தாங்களிட்ட பணியை நாங்கள் செய்வதற்கும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. கவனம் மெதுவாக நமது விசுத்தி சக்கரத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் எண்ணங்களை எடுத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். நடக்கும் அனைத்தையும் நாடகம் போல் பார்க்கும் சாட்சி பாவத்தை எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, நான் மற்றவர்களின் தவறுகளை பார்க்காமல் எனது தவறுகளை பார்த்து சரி செய்து வலிமையுடையவர்களாக இருப்பதற்கும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய சகஸ்ரார சக்கரத்திற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், நாங்கள் தங்களை முழுமையாக உணர்ந்த நிலையில் முழுமையாக தங்களிடத்தில் சரணடைகிறோம் அம்மா. எங்களின் சகஸ்ரார சக்கரத்தில் சகஸ்ரார சுவாமினியாக அமர்ந்திருக்கும் தங்களை நாங்கள் வணங்குகிறோம் தாய். எங்களை சகஜ யோகிகளாக மாற்றியதற்கும் எங்களுக்கு சகஜ யோகத்தை தந்தமைக்கும் எங்களின் நன்றிகளை தங்களுக்கு சமர்ப்பிக்கின்றோம் தாய். நாங்கள் எண்ணங்களற்ற தியான நிலையில் எப்பொழுதும் நிலைத்திருப்பதோடு எங்களின் கவனம் தங்களின் பொற்கமல திருப்பாதங்களில் மட்டுமே எப்பொழுதும் நிலைத்திருப்பதற்கு தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்களம்மா. தியானம் என்பது மிகப்பெரிய விஷயம். அந்த தியானத்தினுள் நாங்கள் இருப்பதற்கும் தங்களின் அருளாசி மட்டுமே காரணம் அம்மா. தாய், எங்களை அந்த ஆழ்நிலை தியான நிலையில் நிலைத்திருப்பதோடு பிரம்மானந்தத்தின் ஆனந்தத்தை நாங்கள் உணர்வதற்கும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்களம்மா. மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ சதாசிவா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री सदाशिवा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. எண்ணங்களற்ற இதே நிலையில் நாம் சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருந்து பின்பு அன்னையின் சொற்பொழிவை கேட்கலாம்.
Will I have the loudspeaker?
It picks it up from there, Mother.
All right.
It's purely a record.
So it's very nice to arrive here among all of you. And I'm sorry for what has happened before my coming here. But as I told you, that nature also can be awakened with the presence of a divine personality. And once it is awakened, it starts behaving in a manner as a realized soul would do. Like it gets angry with people who are not religious, people who don't want to know about God, people who are doing wrong things on life, people who are not normal people, in the sense they don't want to be part and parcel of the whole, recluses, all sorts of people. And once it is brought to that level, then it starts working on its own. As you know that according to Sahajya, all these elements have got a deity behind it. For example, Agni has got a deity called Agni Devta. In pure form, Agni Devta is the one which really purifies us. It purifies everything. It purifies, say, a gold. If you put gold in the fire, see, it doesn't burn. It comes out more brilliant, better. But if it is something that is not of such a value, it will burn out. So all inflammable things are mostly of a low grade things which are to be burnt only. But amazingly, these lower things only, when they are enlightened, or you can say when you put some wood you take and you put fire to it. So when fire is added to that wood, the same fire which is coming, actually the base is that, the wood itself, which is inflammable. And the flames that are coming out of that fire, once they are enlightened, they starts knowing what is truth, what is untruth, and reacting in such a manner as if they know what work has to be done. Now the difference between a Sahajyogi and the fire, which is so initiated, is this, that it does not think about it. It just goes on completely finishing things which it has to do. And by a method of frequencies, it knows where to go and which one to burn out. And that's how it goes on burning things which it has to burn. And some of the unfortunate things are that people feel that this fire has no compassion, and that the fire must have some compassion also to spare some people. But the trouble is, we must understand that we have so many things within us. We've got fire, we've got water, we've got Mother Earth, all elements are within us. But in the fire, it is only the fire element, nothing else. So it acts according to its own quality, that is fire. Now, whatever is the quality of the fire, when enlightened, separates truth from untruth and starts behaving in that manner, but it remains fire. It cannot become compassion. But in a way, if you see, when you start choosing between the wrong type of a person and a right type of a person, if you see in a subtle way, it is compassion, because it is truth. And truth is love. So whatever it is doing is to manifest the love of God. And when it is manifesting the love of God, you should know that though it is fire, it gets the performance of a personality which is as if is a human being, because it is discreet. It knows what to burn and what not to burn. One day, I must tell you, we were doing some sort of a cleaning of the doors with those lamps you get. And Linda one day, you see, by mistake, brought that lamp very close to my body. And the lamp, the flame was very strong. It just went round me. And it didn't touch me. She was surprised. She said, "Mother, you're burning." I said, "Don't worry." It just went round and came out. So the fire doesn't burn a person who is pure. Doesn't burn. The example is Sitaji. Sitaji, when she was brought by Sri Rama from Ravana's place, See, everybody said that she has lived with a Rakshasa and she must be found out whether she is guilty or not. So Rama, first of all, he said, all right, he put the fire. She herself said that you put a fire, big fire of fire. And she sat on that. And when the fire started burning, it could not burn her. She could not be burnt, you see. And the whole fire subsided. So that time, the Agni Devata knows what is right, what is wrong, who is holy, who is unholy. But human beings take a lot of time to recognize that and to understand, even in Sahaja Yoga, because the sensitivity has to be grown much more. Now, why is it that anything that like water or Agni or any one of these elements become so sensitive than human beings are? How they just obediently do the thing as if they know the job, and they're so quick at it, so efficient. The reason is they are completely under the control of the divine. They are under the control of the powers of God. Absolutely, 100%. Whatever God wants, they do it once they are enlightened. But human beings are still, you see, dwindling between his own human awareness and the divine awareness and the oneness with the God. So it is the sensitivity in a person grows very, very slowly. Doesn't matter. Makes no difference. And when it grows, it comes, you see, it moves sometimes 2 steps forward and 5 steps backward. You see, again, like by the time it is about 2 years, you find the gentleman at the same spot where he started. And you get quite upset how it has happened despite Sahaja Yoga. But this is the thing, is that human beings can think and they can decide, and they have ultimate freedom to give up this sensitivity at any time. So you have to be under complete obedience of the divine, which is, one cannot understand sometimes how to be like that, because we have not been brought up that way. We don't know how to do it, and it's very difficult. So many people say, Mother, it is very difficult to surrender. It's not that they don't want to surrender, but they think that we are still, you see, popping up somewhere. Mother says something, but we start questioning her. Mother says this, then we think that we should, we can suggest to Mother this another alternative and this and that. But there is no alternative. There's no alternative for a person who is a sensible person. If he knows that divine is only thinking of your hita, of your well-being, and whatever it sees and does, you see, knows much more than you do. Much, much more. And in so many dimensions that if somebody says so, that do it like this, best is to do that. Sometimes it shocks people. People have ideas about sympathies, ideas about being, see, kind to others and be compassionate to others. But what is a human compassion? It doesn't do anything. It just talks. While God's compassion works. It works. It works on people. It doesn't talk that, oh, I'm very compassionate, I'm full of compassion, nothing. It just works. It manifests itself. So one should understand, to be a complete egoless personality, one should try to obey the self within yourself. Now, how do you obey yourself within yourself? It is through vibratory awareness. Try to obey through your vibratory awareness. Any question you want to ask, anything you want to do, you must obey it through your vibratory awareness. Now, some people are not so sensitive. That's true. The reason why they are not sensitive is because they think about it. Now, you think with your brain. All right? If your brain can be enlightened, then you will think as the divine thinks, and your sensitivity will improve. Because sensitivity comes from the central nervous system. Now, in the central nervous system, if there is any blockage, it is actually in the brain, because all the centers are represented in the brain. So the best thing is to say that, Mother, come in my brain. Please reside in my brain. Please make your room in this brain. You be the controller of this brain. Let this brain be guided by your divine wisdom. And you don't think for yourself. And this word I think should be dropped completely from search. I think means goes on, let's see, funny ways. It can be anything, you see. Like once we went out and we had one of my very stupid relations staying with us, a girl. And as I was going out, we had no service that day. So I was cooking, but that day when we were going out, so I told her, I'm going in the morning. Can you make a little bit of khichdi for us? When we come back, we'll have that. That's the only cooking she did in her lifetime, which she did not do also. So when we came back, she told me that she had not cooked. So I said, why? Why didn't you cook? Because we were supposed to take our food here. She said, I thought that maybe you may not come. Maybe you're not hungry. Maybe you may not like to eat. Maybe I may not do well. See, so all these four alternatives not to do the cooking. But I said, why didn't you think that we may be hungry, that we will eat? Why didn't you think this way? But I thought, you see, this is an explanation for not having one in the brain, I should say, that there is no divine guidance in the brain. Then the guidance comes from your ego or from your superego, which says, I thought that this might happen. But how, why did you think like why not the other way around? Why did you think the other way around? But that is how it is. And when these things happen, we really are so much used to this kind of justification and alternatives to be offered that this becomes again the habit of the brain, and the brain gets separated from the divine. So you tell your brain, but why? Why did you think like that? Now will you stop thinking about these things and on these lines? Let us think of the positive thing. Now positive thinking is nothing but is a thinking, as according to Sahajya, it's not aggressive thinking, but it means that a thinking which helps to manifest the divine. That is what is positive. And the it's all right. And the result of that is that your nerves start opening up, and you start feeling the manifestation of divine power in your fingers, in your being. And this is the basic thing that doesn't happen in the West or in the Western culture, because we have a very big idea of always giving an explanation for anything. Now you can see that, supposing you go to a person who is possessed and you get possessed, then you give an explanation. You see, I went to that person thinking, I thought that I will cure that person, but the result is you are mad now. Instead of that person getting cured, you have. So what is the reason? The reason is you thought in a very negative way, that I thought that this would help me, or I was helping that person. On the contrary, you got into trouble. Now, the trouble did not think. No. It just entered into you without thinking. It is there. It never thought whether I entered this person or not. It just came in, walked straight forward. While you were busy thinking, you see, it entered into your being and settled down there. So, it's like a thief walking into your house nicely when you are busy absent-mindedly doing something. See, it's exactly like you see the thief walking in, suddenly you find, oh, the thief is standing behind you. Now you said I was thinking. It's exactly the same way it happens to us. And when we know, our mind knows that I can give an explanation about it. Every time it is ready to give explanation, then the mind, you see, is used to that kind of a phenomena, that it will always give an excuse, always it will say something. So it is never on the alert, because you see, even if the trouble walks into you, you'll always say, this is the explanation. But explanation doesn't cure, doesn't help you. Because by mental explanation, she's not well, you see. She'll give us some soothing things.
There's some there, some soothing novels. Okay, there's some soothing
Let's take
novels.
it. Let's give up. All right. So, one should not be extremely on the thought waves and on the depending on their thinking. Because you see, thinking has an alternative. Thinking always has an alternative. You can say, I was thinking this or I was thinking that. But whom are you blaming? It was you who were thinking, so you are responsible for it. So if you take the responsibility for your thinking, then you may not do such a thing as to say that I thought if I had done this thing, it would happen. Because you are responsible for your thinking. Supposing an engine driver decides that I thought I better go by the other route and has a big accident. People will ask him, why did you think like that? What was the thing that made you think like that? But in every day-to-day life, I find human beings are always saying, I think, all the time giving alternatives. And that's why they go up and down, up and down, up and down like that. But for fire or for water or for Mother Earth, there is no alternative. There is no alternative. If I just touch the Mother Earth and I say, suck in their problems, please, she sucks. If I tell the fire, now, come now, you have been ignited. I don't even tell. They immediately suck it. Their kundalini rises, you can see. You put a fire in front of my foot. It's vibrating. You put a light, it's vibrating. It has no alternatives. It doesn't think, it has no alternatives. It's just enlightened. It has its own quality of enlightenment in the purest sense, because thinking makes it impure. Your enlightenment becomes impure by your thinking, by giving explanations, by giving all these nonsensical alternatives. So one should know, the divine, there is no alternative. In Sanskrit, the word is paryaya. There is no paryaya for divine. Divine is divine. There is nothing like that. Supposing you don't want to accept it, you will have problems. And then you will say, that mother, how did we have problems? As you saw in Delhi. I told these people many a times that please do not have any program for 8 days and let all these people stay with some friends. They wouldn't listen to me. They arranged their program in that flat. And they were thinking they will have a big pandal in which they'll give them the food to eat and all that. But you know what happened? It rained and rained and rained. Now rain knew what I wanted. And because it had to rain for the rabi crop. You see, you have to look after the whole universe. And that's why I said that for these 8 days, don't allow them to stay in this, because it will be difficult for them to move out. Better keep them with some other people so they can carry them along and do things. But they did not listen. Ultimately, it turned out to be a fiasco. They had to arrange for the stay of all other people into some house. So this is the situation. Now they might say that, mother, you better stop the rain. I will not. Because they must know that the question of rabi crop is also equally important for me. And they have to have their share. After all, they are human beings and they are to be heard. But why didn't you listen to me? And then he came to me and he said that, mother, will you please stop the rain tomorrow? I said, oh, tomorrow I will. He went back and he told the other gentleman, he said that let's put up the shamina, let's put up the pendant and let us cook there. He said, but no, it will rain. He said, no, it will not, because I have told God himself. He said, where did you meet God? He said, I did meet her, and now it's done. The next day he got up at 5 o'clock, the other fellow, to sleep. And he saw the whole sky so clear. He said, look at that, you have told God and God has listened to you. So this is it. Then when you are that much one with God, I mean, if you tell anything, it will work. Anything. Anything you ask for, it will work. But we are not. We are always finding alternatives. See? And these alternative is the game. All these people have played with you all the time, giving you alternatives. You see now, in the market if you go, just now I asked him about what car you have. So he told me there are so many combinations, this, that, if you cylinder, this, that, so you go mad. You say, all right, but I'm doing something, whatever it is. And then, you see, this is all playing with your brains all the time, giving you alternatives, whether you want this or that. And you feel that you are really a great personality that you can decide about. I'll have this color and that thing. Very seriously people do. Even I've seen, in a dinner, if people are sitting in a hotel and something, they'll study all the menu very carefully, and any one of will say, all right, I'll have this. The other fellow will say, I'll have that. And the bearer is quite puzzled, but the owners are happy that they have the food. They just mix up this with that. Oh, this is this, this is this, this is this. And just they try to befool you. See, everything is boiled, kept there. All right, this with sauce. All right, this with masala. This with masala. It's all ready. You see, just mix that before you. Oh, I've got very good this thing. You see. It's not that your spirit is happy with it. It's not even your stomach that is happy with it. It's not even your palate that is happy with you. It's only your brain, this ego, is happy. And you say, oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Still, it's no good. Same thing with gurus. It happens like that. That, you see, they pay for the guru. All right. So now the satisfaction is I've paid for the guru. And when you go there, even there they feel the scorpion is pinching them. So all the time is biting. They say, what happened? No, it's all right. Nothing has gone wrong with it. Again, this time. And they continue with it. Oh, I'm very fine. Yes, I'm all right. I'm very peaceful. I'm never agitated. I'm absolutely relaxed. And you can see his nose is jumping, his eyes are jumping, his head is jumping, and he's supposed to be the most relaxed person. Oh, I felt very peaceful, very happy, no doubt. How can? With boots, how can you? I mean, I know you cannot. But I've seen many people telling me this story. Oh, they felt very nice with the guru, and they felt very peaceful with the guru. And I look at that. You become dishonest. Just to support that, one becomes dishonest. So we come back to the same point, that all these elements are honest. They are absolutely honest. Whatever is their quality, they profess that. A fire will not say that I will cool you down. It will not say. But after realization, so many of you must have noticed that if you put your hands to the fire, you get cool breeze coming out of it, because it burns away whatever is ugly, whatever is bad in you, and you get the cool breeze from everywhere there, because that part is burnt away. It does the work of burning away. And when it burns away, then you put a hand towards the fire, and you are surprised that from the flame the food is coming up. Instead of burning me, how the flame is cooling. So the quality, whatever they represent, they have within themselves built in, and they are honest. They are not dishonest, because they are absolutely one with the divine laws. But human beings are not like that. They play tricks here, there, that. That's why to give realization to human beings is a very difficult thing. Now I will also tell you about the Swayambhu things that come out of Mother Earth. You see, the Mother Earth sends out certain forms above for being, for you people to see that there are vibrations, to work out her spiritual thing by which she makes the spirituality emit among you, by which she guides you, by which she creates a nucleus for you to worship, and this work she does in a very honest manner. But when such a Swayambhu things comes up, you can't understand why people are attracted to it. So then you become a sort of in charge of that thing. Then you want to make artificial images of that. It's a human nature to make everything that you see real, make it artificial. And that goes on and on and on till human beings themselves become so identified their artificiality that they don't understand what is reality is. In reality, whatever you are the highest. You are the highest epitome of all the creatures. Even the thing that comes out of the Mother Earth cannot do the work that you can do. It cannot raise the Kundalini. It cannot grow. Maybe little bit effects might be. But it won't work out with that force, with that maneuvering. When you are like a very advanced machinery, of course, very advanced, extremely sharp and extremely effective. But the problem is this brain of yours, you see, when it comes in between, which is nothing compared to that big brain, you see. Your brain is nothing but like a little mosquito, it comes up, it comes here and then says, this. And then the problem starts. But if you really start using His power within you, God has made you as the best instrument that you could think of. And as you start using your instrument with that wisdom and surrender on humility, gradually it evolves more and more and more, and you start developing more sensitive sides, or we can say evolving a new method in this and getting a better and better understanding of the working of Sahajya. So it is important that first of all we must decide to stop the brain working too much and say that, Mother, you be in our brain. Thank God I am before you in person. It's not difficult. Just say that, Mother, you have to be in our brain. Now this brain is, as you know, is supported by the 5 elements. They all are in this brain. And if you can somehow or other bring me in that brain, somehow or other, by telling your brain now not to disturb you anymore, you'll be amazed that immediately the whole system will start working like a dynamo. It will be such a sensitive thing, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't have to think about it. You touch anything, it becomes cold, sort of thing. You see, it becomes Midas touch. It's become such a great thing. But that is to achieve is difficult for everyone. They find it difficult to achieve that kind of a perfection where you lose completely ego and you become egoless. Like the fire, the Mother Earth, like all other elements. They have no ego. It's only human beings who have built the ego. And the ego is such a big myth. Of course, when you don't do anything, why should you think you are doing something? And why should you be responsible for doing anything? But the thing is, we think that, no, it's not God. We have to do this thing. And I have to decide. You see, it's just we play tricks with ourselves. Morning till evening, spoiling our brain, absolutely becoming mad. Best thing is to surrender and see that things will come before you. You'll be amazed. Oh, how it has happened. How it has worked out. The other day I told just Kerry, you better go and register yourself. She said, Mother, the university has closed down its gates. I can't get it. It's very difficult. I said, all right, I have said it to go. Then she telephoned, they said, no, it's impossible, you just can't do it, but if you want, you can come and see it. And as she walked into the university, in the office, they said, all right, come along, you are registered.
தாய், தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு உண்மையின் நிலைப்பாட்டை உணர்த்தி விடுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, என்றென்றும் எங்களின் கவனம் தங்களின் பொற்கமல திருப்பாதங்களில் மட்டுமே நிலைத்திருக்கவும் தயவு செய்து அருள் புரியுங்கள். தாய், எங்களுக்கான இன்றைய இந்த காலை நேர கூட்டு தியானத்தை தந்தமைக்கும் தங்களின் அன்பு உரையின் விளக்கத்தை நாங்கள் கேட்கும் பொழுது எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற அனைத்து விதமான அறியாமைகள் அகற்றப்பட்டிருக்கிறதம்மா. அதற்கான வாய்ப்பை எங்களுக்கு தந்தமைக்கும் எங்களின் கோடான கோடி நன்றிகளை தங்களுடைய பொற்கமல திருப்பாதங்களில் பணிவோடு சமர்ப்பிக்கின்றோம். பூரண மந்திரம். ஓம் த்வமேவ சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவை நமோ நமக. நாம் அனைவரும் அன்னைக்கு நன்றி கூறி வணங்கி குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக வந்தனிட்டு கொள்ளலாம்.